didn't care nothing about being black. Being a jack.
Curtis Mayfield is dead. He died in 1999 at the age of 57, which is younger than I am now. He died of complications from type 2 diabetes, which is a condition that I have. He was an American soul/funk singer. He was born in Cook County Hospital in Chicago. He started singing in a gospel choir and at the age of 14 joined the vocal group The Impressions. In 1965, he wrote a song called People Get Ready, which is one of my favourite gospel/soul songs. And in 1970, he went solo and released 22 solo albums. Hi, my name's Dan. So this is the seventh studio album, or was the seventh studio album. I'm kind of mildly stuck now between is and was of describing these albums, which is a silly thing to get stuck on. I tend to use was when the person's dead and is when the person's alive, which seems odd. Anyway, it's my second time reviewing this album. Before I did video reviews on my gorgeous... oh, something just fell over on the windowsill. I'm sorry about that. On this on this channel, I did reviews on a blog which had a readership of about 5, which is why I switched at one point to doing videos and restarted with a completely different list. Anyway, it's not my first encounter is the point of this. And I would describe this as soul with a funky side. So Wikipedia describes it as being soul, funk, and Acclaimed Music describes it as being funk, soul, and I'm going to describe it as soul with a slice of funk to it. So I think it's about 2/3 soul, 1/3 funk in my mind. Most of the tracks I would say are too slow to be funk, even slow funk. But there is quite a lot of use of what I would think of as funk sounds and instruments. So like a fairly high, kind of wah-wah guitar and clavinet kind of keyboards like in the Superstitious by I can't remember his name. This always happens to me on camera when I'm on camera, and I'm stuck now thinking about. Sorry. So this is soul with soul. This is what, to my mind, soul should be, and I have a problem with a lot of more modern soul, particularly starting from about 1980 onwards. Is that it's lost this? It becomes too clinical, and it's lost this kind of feel. I haven't got a better word for it than somehow it just kind of gets down your spine. And this has that. Good funk does that, but good soul does that as well. Good blues does it. Quite a few types of music give that feel to me, if it's right. So it's about feel and aesthetic, but it's also about how it's delivered and how it's done, and it comes through from the instruments and how they're played. So even though that there's strings at times, which often feels kind of like, I use the word corporate for when strings are involved in music, it just feels more produced. I think sometimes it's a real testament to something that's done well, as if they can use the strings, but it still manages to have that soulful feel. He's got a high voice, uses the falsetto quite a lot in here. Not reminiscent because it's a precursor to Prince in particular, who does a lot of this high voice stuff, and Lenny Kravitz occasionally. Somehow Prince and Lenny Kravitz seem to be my kind of go-to references for some particular kinds of music. They seem to kind of stick out as being quite different to other stuff. But this feels like it's a bit of a precursor and leading into that kind of stuff. Songs here about life, sometimes about hard life, and songs with mildly religious themes. There's a song called Jesus, which is quite an interesting song. There's Billy Jack, which is the first track, is probably my favourite song, is a story song about somebody called Billy Jack. I'm not quite sure what happened to him and what was going on, but it's a nice song. Altogether, it's nicely put together. It has a kind of mildly meandering feel at times, which I tend to enjoy if the music is fundamentally good. And so it's less tight than in terms of the composition of it than some soul stuff is. It's also got a kind of understated feel, despite the funk elements. So it feels like, yeah, we're going to relax into this. We're just going to enjoy doing what we're doing, and kind of hang out basically. Um, so yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a lot. And as always, at this point, I'd like to invite you to tell me what you think of this album. So please, will you do that by leaving me a comment? And that's it from me for now.
Some people feel so empty. All their problems and hurt of pride. You make me so happy, sweet baby. Love is by my side.